Hide and seek with Furby and Non here. Let's begin green texting with what I do remember. Part 1. It was in November, circa 2007 to 2008. I'm alone at home, brothers are away, school trip and sleepover. Parents are out for until early morning. They rarely ever go out, so when they do go out, they take their time. Grandma was supposed to come over, but I'm a big girl now, so I got to stay alone this night. Stupid 16-year-old me is super excited to be alone. Aw yes, late interwebs.jpg. Get tired of doing the usual crap I'm usually doing on the internet, and begin to look for spooky stuff. Eventually, find a Japanese-related spooky website. Look at the articles and eventually find the one-man hide-and-seek. Read it and get really interested. Was a quiet emo loser IRL, but an edgy emo on the internet, and told my other emo friends on MySpace about how we're totally trying to summon demons XD. They say they're going to do it, but it's all a bunch of bullshit, and they made some stories up afterwards. So it begins. I gather all I need, the needle, the red thread, the rice, and I move to the bathroom. Here comes the Furby part. Never really named it a precise name, so decided to name it Violet for its lilac pastel fur. Painfully remove endoskeleton, blah 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 blah, stuff it with rice, clip my fingernails and put them in, and put transparent wrap so it doesn't pour out the eye/beak holes. Frickin' terrifying, but retarded past me think it's perfectly okay. While stitching the hole, I prickle my finger. Some droplets of blood on the Furby's fur. Don't think anything of it back then, and just wrap the red string left around the Furby. Draw a bath. At this time, it was somewhere between midnight and 1 a.m. Take a deep breath. Scared but determined. Think that nothing can truly happen and harm me. Oh boy. If I knew the thing I just got myself into. Do as the website said. Take a pair of sharp scissors that I used for school, and I closed my eyes. Part 2. Begin the ritual as said by saying, "First tagger is my name," 3 times, eyes closed, and place it gently in the bathwater. Go out of the bathroom quickly and turn all the lights off on my way, and turn on the television while counting to 10. Finally getting a channel that displays loud static. Unlock doors and windows, but leaving it in a way so burglars don't come in, and parents won't kill me for leaving them all open. Chills in my spine, and already feeling uneasy. Of course, I was scared. Goes back to the doll. Nothing happened, obviously. Take sharp scissors and say, "I found you," 3 times. Stabs it, leaving the scissors in it. Close my eyes and say, "Now you are it," 3 times. Take the cup of salt water and take the salt cup with me. Scared teenager.jpg. Dumb me didn't think about where to hide directly and feel super scared. Hide behind the desk, under it. Hands are shaking, making a messy circle of salt and getting quickly, with my little saltwater cup and my Nokia phone. Also got a little sandwich with me, and strawberry syrup in case I get hungry, or thirsty. This sounds so stupid, I know, but it made me feel safer for some reason. Part 3. I was not feeling it either. I regretted this, but I kept convincing myself that I was so cool and how nothing was going to happen. Cannot hear anything. Mom's pet bird is silent. Pray it's not going to get killed. I took care of covering its cage before playing. Can only hear the ear-scratching static from TV. 10 minutes pass. Feeling drowsy, but then I noticed something. Everything is dead silent. Not even static from TV. Not even wind. Absolutely nothing. Can only hear my heart thumping and my breath. Begin to feel really scared and uneasy. Hear the radio static turning on and get spooked for a second. Don't remember turning it to static earlier, but it's very possible that I left it on with low volume and didn't realize. It must be like 1 or 2 a.m. by now, so maybe it's normal that I could hear static. Remain silent and listen closely. Through the static, can hear a song playing, don't really know which. Just like a normal song but with heavy static / messed up sound. I never regretted something that much in my whole life. I'm shaking like hell. Finally, cannot hear the song anymore. It cut back the loud static. TV or radio, I have no idea which. Maybe even both. Tears begin to stream down my face, letting a quiet sob out without wanting to. Suddenly, static seems to lower to almost complete silence the moment as that sob left my chest. Fucking terrified. Tears streaming down my face, sweating in fear, heart thumping like hell. Dead silent again. Think that I'm about to die. Dead silence, but with some weird noise. There is no god.jpg. Begin to hear some noise. It's fucking breathing. Like some heavy breathing. Not really loud, but heavy. Remain completely silent. Try to stop crying and make my breath as quiet as possible. My heart is beating like crazy. Part 3. Footsteps continue, but what was weird was that it looked like as if they were going round and round. Suddenly, dead silence again. No static. Not anything. Think about calling mom and dad or a friend to pick me up and find the doll to burn it. Don't even care about getting grounded or yelled at. I just want to get out of there alive. Pick up my phone. As soon as I turn it on, I hear those interference sounds, like when you're about to get a message and you are near computer speakers or something like that. Hell no, .jpg. Quickly shut it down, praying not to get heard. Hear Bird upstairs panicking for a moment, for no reason. Feel helpless and think it's getting killed. Cry again, cover my face, and hug my knees. Suddenly, static and silence again. I just begin to feel dizzy and nauseous on top of that feeling of dread and fear. Hear distant clattering in the bathroom. Gradually, fading to silence again. Now this is what I think creeped me out the most of all, and made me nearly go hysteria mode. Loud TV static again. When everything wasn't dead silent, I could hear static, but it wasn't always at the same volume. Sometimes it was low, sometimes kinda loud, or really loud when the radio first turned on. Now if you ever saw the movie Poltergeist, remember when the little girl was trying to speak through the TV? That's all I could use to describe the sound/voice that I heard. Through the static, I make out a voice. Can't really understand what it's saying. Not even sure if it's English or French. Can't take it anymore and cover my ears with my hands, closing my eyes tightly, crying and shaking in the fetal position. Try to convince myself that it's all an electricity problem and that our TV is acting up. Hear a really loud ear-piercing sound. Part 5. Everything felt cold. The temperature was still the same, but it just felt cold in a way that I can't explain, and the feeling of dread intensified more than ever. Can't remember anything after that. I blacked out, maybe lost consciousness from the fear/exhaustion. I still don't know today. Wake up to my parents around me super scared. Mom is yelling, "We need to call the hospital! We need to call the hospital!" Dad is holding me. "Anan, what are you doing here? Why did you mess things in the house? What is going on? How did you get those wounds? What happened?" Can't say a word or really understand what's going on, and just hug Dad tightly, bury my face, and cry my eyes out. Remember about the doll. It's still out there. Can barely walk or even get up. Get out of the room as fast as I can, walking like Bambi doing his first steps. My parents following me wondering what the hell was happening. At that point, I'm just not sane anymore. I can barely stand on my legs. I feel exhausted, and that dread feeling is still there. Not as much, but still. Find that fucker Furby in the bathroom. The bathtub is empty. Disgusting strong metal odor. It's sitting inside, those empty sockets looking right at me. Rice is pouring a bit out of the scissor wound. With the little force I have, I pour the whole cup of cold salt water over it, punch the rice out of it while shaking uncontrollably, hurt myself with the needle that was in it somehow, take the scissors sitting beside it and stab it repeatedly, screaming, "I win!" 3 times, again and again. I am fucking hysteric at that point. I look at my bleeding hand. and that's all I remember, before blacking out again. Parents hold me, scream my name and stuff. They think I become legit insane. Called hospital, since I woke up there. Once awake and sort of calmed down / reassured, I just explain everything. They look at me in disbelief. Think it's all foolish teenager edge, except for one doctor. Part 6. Doctor stays alone with me and parents. Explains that kind of stuff is considered serious in his family where he comes from and stuff. He was Asian. Tells my parents that it seems crazy, but to burn the doll so it's over, and do a thing that I don't remember well, with I don't know what exactly to soothe spirits, because that's what his grandmother used to do, to keep bad spirits away and calm them. Parents are astonished, barely believing it, and are mad at me for nearly killing myself and doing some dark evil magic. Apologize in shame, explain that I just wanted to look cool. I get grounded for a month. No internet. But they were so worried I still got 1 or 2 nice small presents for getting better. I stay a while at the hospital to get mental exams. Really scared from the whole thing and get nightmares the entire first week. They gradually disappear. Ask to sleep with tiny light. Circle of salt. For some reasons, I had tiny wounds and scratches and bruises on my legs, and my face, my hands, and my arms. That happened other than me hurting myself with a needle. Doctor tells me to never do that again, and that I am lucky nothing worse happened. Tells me I angered spirits with my shit, and that it could be dangerous, and that I better never do any of this shit ever again. Super ashamed. Doctor was a bro and tells me we all do stupid crap when we're young. Came home a week later, but my shock stayed for several months. Would sleep with a light on, circle of salt. I had to get therapy. Parents were mildly infuriated, but forgave me and we forgot about it a while after we moved out of the damn house. Also, amongst the weird stuff, there was more after that awful night. Objects in obscure places, paper balls from the trash scattered everywhere. Fishes from the fishbowl in the fireplace covered in ashes. Rip fishies, I'm so sorry. Bird is okay, except that Mom told me he had an ash-covered hand / fingerprint on it when she found it out of his cage. But after that whole incident, we moved and lived in peace ever since. The end.